Hey everyone, Michael here, and welcome to your daily crypto update. Today's news story is a fun one. A deputy warden is under attack after setting up a mining rig in the lower levels of Russia's oldest prison. The farm is running from November of 2021 to February of this year. The power consumption by the rigs led to multiple blackouts in the nearby neighborhoods, which obviously did not make the locals happy. Alright, so before we talk about Bitcoin, let's talk about the NASDAQ because unfortunately Bitcoin has been following the NASDAQ for far too long now. And people are starting to talk about another bear market rally. We saw one a few weeks ago right here, a nice little rally. We eventually kept on coming back down, and I think that would most likely what's going to happen this time if we do have another bear market rally. But so far, we found a little bit of support here for the last 6 or 7 days. We're hoping to get back above that 20-week moving average, 20-day moving average. And then from there, we might be able to go back up towards, let's say the 50-day moving average, somewhere around 13,500 or even a little bit above that. I don't think this rally is going to really bring us all the way back up here to the 200 daily moving average. That seems a little too far. This last bear market rally that we had came up about 16%. If we were to come back up about 16% from there, that would take us into about that territory of the 50-day moving average, okay? So if you guys want to buy right now, by all means go for it. I would do a little bit more technicals as well and just make sure that we're not just taking a 2-day break before it crashing down below another major support level. Now, if you're a fan of the bear market rally theory that's going on right now, these are going to be some important resistance and support levels that you guys need to be paying attention to. On this particular chart, the only one I want you guys to really be focusing on is the 20-day moving average. That's the first one because that one could lead to a big pop. And the second one is really right up here, this first Fibonacci level that you guys are seeing, the red one. That one's going to be at about 33,200. If we break above that Fibonacci level, we'll probably be up above it for a little bit of time, but I think by the end of the week, we're not going to actually close above this Fibonacci level. So keep a close eye on that one. So let's talk about the Ganfeng levels and where those levels of support and resistance are. At this point in time, there's not really much support for us on the Ganfeng levels, but we do have some incredibly nice levels of resistance. So the first one you're seeing right here on your screen is going to be this 8-to-1 line right there. The level of resistance for you right there is going to be around $33,000, okay? A nice level of resistance. I don't think we're going to make it back there, but if we do, that'll be a pretty strong level of resistance. You see, we held it all the way back over here in, January of 2022, just a few months ago, all right? Once we start breaking down below these big ones, we tend to have some really bad moves, and right now, we tend to come back up and test them every now and again, but ultimately, we don't actually get back above those Ganfens, okay? Now, $33,000, keep that in your mind. The second Ganfen level you guys need to be paying attention to is right here. Let me zoom out a little bit more. This blue line right there, we had support at the 8-to-1 right here, still fell down below it. That wasn't too good. But we found a little bit of support right now off of the lows from a few months ago. But at this point in time, this Ganfen level that you guys need to be paying attention to is 31,435. That's going to be a one where we might be able to break through it pretty easily, but for the first few hours we come into contact with it, we should get rejected handily, and then from there, try to make a second attempt. And that second or third attempt will really be the thing that really drives us forward over here over the next few days, all right? And then last but not least, this is going to be an interesting one for you guys. This Ganfen level is one of my favorites. This was a pure level of resistance. Came, tapped, dropped down, tapped, came down. So this one's been pretty accurate on the daily chart, which is why this one's going to be the last one I leave you with. This level of resistance for us right now is going to be at about 31,829. This one should be stronger than most. If we can crack this, you should see a nice little pop. It goes back into that theme of, hey, we need to get back above that 20-day moving average. We should have a big pop blowing through a lot of that stuff, and then really leading into those resistance levels coming up to $33,000, and then maybe all the the ones at 32,500ish level. So that $500 range is really what you guys are going to be looking for. But take your time. We have an opportunity to get back above the 20-day moving average. We've tried it a few times here. This time we failed. I think this time we should have a little bit more of a pop, and that pop should be pretty decent, enough to fool everybody to be buying back into crypto before eventually, as you guys know, what happens every time in the bear market rallies, we pop. Oh, where's that little sucker? We pop, and then we drop. And every single time people seem to FOMO right here saying, oh my God, we're really about to go back up, and then eventually we drop. Now, to mitigate that, you guys can always just buy a little bit every day to kind of, hedge your bet, so to speak. But be careful of trying to go all in on any particular bounce, because that's usually where the whales will, bring you back down, and then you have a big old face right here, and then you're just frowning because you lost a lot of money by buying everything right here, when in fact you need to be nibbling in here, and waiting for those big capitulation moments. Now for this last bit, guys, we're going to be looking at the 4-hour chart so I can tell you about what to, how to trade today. At this point in time, we have had a breakout. You see this nice, beautiful trend line. We did break out of it. The one thing that's stopping us right now is we need to stop this cycle of lower highs. So a lower high, a lower high, a lower high, a lower high, and a lower high right here. We need to be able to break out above this level right here of resistance. If we're able to do that, we should have a surge back up here to at least 31,384, and then we can start making an attempt to get back up here of around 32,600, and then we get into this real good selling zone. Right up here is where, if you guys want to add shorts into your positions, that's most likely where a lot of people are going to be doing the same thing. We'll see what happens as we approach that level, but you guys need to be very cautious, because until we can really break this cycle of lower highs here, it is going to be a pain for Bitcoin for the next few hours. Again, we still have a good opportunity, but who knows how long the NASDAQ really wants to stay strong. If the NASDAQ starts to dip, all of this bullish action, all this bear market rally talk, it'll go down the drain real fast. But just in case it doesn't go down the drain real fast and we do keep on going up a little bit more here, I want you guys to have a plan on when to enter into some short positions or when to sell some of your longs for a quick little profit before waiting to buy back more a little bit later on.